Campaign season is ripe with inspiration for editorial cartoonists. Their work becomes a permanent record of defining moments in American political history. Only 40 editorial cartoonists work in the United States. One of them is in Oklahoma, and he's produced more than 7,000 cartoons. ONR's Lis Exon ventured into the office of the Tulsa World's Bruce Plante and observed his creative process.
Tulsa World editorial cartoonist Bruce Plante makes some people laugh with him. Others may curse him.
So whenever I criticize a Republican, they think I'm being biased. Well, I am biased. The editorial cartoons are biased.
This letter to the editor questions why the World even employs him. Each new cartoon lights up the World's website with raucous comments. Plante finds them illuminating.
I like to see what people thought, see if the cartoon worked or not.
Do you have a pretty thick skin?
Oh yeah. If I'm going to dish it out and criticize politicians and that sort of thing, I need to be able to take it. But sometimes it does hurt my feelings, though.
He remembers his feelings first being hurt in second grade. Plante's teacher, Miss Sherman, caught him drawing during class.
Grabbed me by the arm and dragged me out into the hallway and started spanking me, going, "You're never gonna get anywhere drawing those stupid cartoons." So I wish you'd lived long enough to see that my cartoons now appear in the National Iowa Achievement Tests.
That spanking was not the last time his drawings brought him physical pain. In college, Plante made extra money, a lot of extra money, drawing caricatures at Six Flags in Dallas. He drew one customer showing her wearing a bikini while sitting in a martini glass. She didn't like it.
So I gave her the caricature, and she gave me a large bill. When I bent over to get some change out of the tackle box on the ground, she hit me over the head with a wooden purse and knocked me out cold.
Really?
That's right.
Really?
That's right.
When was this?
That would have been 72.
He landed his first job as an editorial cartoonist at the Arkansas Democrat newspaper in 1978. Bill Clinton was governor, and Plante featured him in many of his cartoons.
Hillary would call and ask me for originals, and I'd sell them to her for $100.
Plante heard stories about Clinton's womanizing, but never did a cartoon about that because the allegations couldn't be proved. Years later, Plante was dumbfounded that President Clinton survived so many scandals.
Bill Clinton was accused of all kinds of things. He was accused of murder. He was accused of whitewater. He was accused of this, that, and the other thing. It was amazing, fantastic, unbelievable how he got out of these things.
So he came up with this cartoon while working at the Chattanooga Times. It shows Clinton skiing through a tree unscathed. It was reprinted in the Sunday New York Times.
I get a call on Monday morning from the White House, and a woman on the phone said Vice President Al Gore had taken the cartoon into a meeting, and they all laughed so hard that they had to stop the meeting. I said, I hope it wasn't an important meeting.
Clinton was so pleased with the cartoon, he wanted the original. In return, Plante received a signed print from the president. Just 2 weeks later, the Monica Lewinsky scandal broke. That inspired Plante to draw this cartoon, also reprinted in the New York Times. Did he want a copy of that?
Never heard from them on that one. Not a peep.
Plante gets a lot of inspiration from the current presidential campaign. He comes in each morning and does research by reading the paper and surfing internet news sites. A picture of President Obama getting a bear hug from a restaurant owner was making headlines when Plante sat down on this workday. He starts playing around with the bear hug image. In Plante's version, Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney is getting the bear hug.
You're an average person hugging me. Because that's what he would do. He'd fall to pieces if somebody hugged him like that.
Plante eventually scratches that idea. Romney's appearance on Meet the Press was also getting a lot of media play. Romney said he would keep parts of the Affordable Health Care Act, something he had previously promised to repeal in its entirety. That gets Plante's creative juices flowing. The movie Forrest Gump is a catalyst for what will unfold on Plante's drafting board.
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Romney is no Tom Hanks, but in Plante's cartoon, Romney will be Forrest Gump.
Would it be too far afield for him to be Forrest Gump and Mitt saying, I'm like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
With an eye on the movie clip, Plante begins his pencil sketch.
I really want his shoulders above the bench. Or are they? He's got his knees together.
When Plante's happy with the sketch, it's time to put his brush in the ink. With the fluidity of his artistic hand, his cartoon takes a more permanent shape. Time-lapse photography shows the cartoon's metamorphosis over the course of 33 minutes. Late in the evening, Plante calls associate editor Mike Jones.
I'm like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, okay.
And the box is labeled healthcare reform. Would you?
Okay, that works. That works. I'm fine with that.
Would you prefer for him to say Mitt Romney campaign?
No. Go ahead. No. Be more. Yeah, be specific. Because that's what everybody's talking about right now, anyway.
Then it's off to the copy editor.
You need a hyphen in healthcare.
He has the color to his cartoon on his computer, and his work is done. Plante's award-winning cartoons are republished in scores of papers across the nation. Some of his cartoons have even gone international. Plante says there is no better job.
There's only 40 jobs like mine.
So you feel pretty lucky?
Oh, I feel very lucky. I mean, this is what I used to get spanked for doing in school. Now I'm getting paid for it.
His ultimate goal is to win a Pulitzer Prize. But for now, every day is like a box of chocolates for Bruce Plante. He just never knows what he'll get.